There we go. Howdy do, everybody. Wait a minute. I am so unprepared. Jesus. I got Tanya and I got Kelly, but I think I put all their stuff in the description. Yes, I did. Okay. So their channels are in the description. So you be sure to go and subscribe. I'll have to say that again. Of course, commercial breaks in between, but we are going to do our tarot journeys today. How we sort of came to be. We all have different avenues to here, so it'll be very interesting to see how we got here. We don't do the same thing necessarily, which is also awesome because the space needs more than just a monolith. And so I think it would be interesting to know sort of how y'all came to be. So, hello, Tanya. Hello, Kelly.
Hello.
Tanya, do you have anything you want, some announcements, anything coming on your channel you want to tell everybody about where to reach you or how to get a reading, so forth? So, floor is yours.
My channel is Tea Time with Tanya. I have 3 shows a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday's show is at 10 a.m. Wednesday's show is at 4 a.m. And Friday's live show is at 11 a.m. And what I have coming up is on Monday, the 24th, I will be live with Milu on his channel. And that catches you up with me.
Kelly, floor is yours. Oh, wait, Tanya, you do readings too, right?
I do readings. Yes, I
do. How
do.
do they get in touch with you?
PsychicTanya9@gmail.com. My readings are $25 period per reading. And you can go to my community page at Tea Time with Tanya on YouTube, and there's a list of services that I provide there.
Now, Kelly,
what's
coming up for you?
What's coming up with, I don't even know. So I'm here tonight. I know that. And Friday, I do think Spirit It's Friday. You were there last week. This week we have Longman Tarot coming, and that's at 3 p.m. Eastern. That happens every 2 weeks. And then on Sunday, I have Sunday Connections, which is usually with a medium, but it varies. It's all about how the different ways in which we connect with spirit. So I have Sun Psychic Jean coming this Sunday. So I'm very excited. I'm gearing up to my first year channel anniversary on November the 7th. So I'm very excited. I can't believe I've been here for a year already. So
are you going to do a thing?
I'm going to do a thing. I'm going to do a really big thing. It's my mom's birthday on November the 7th, and that's why I chose that date specifically to have my channel start.
She's going to turn your lights out.
She is going to turn my lights out. She is. Hi, Adrian.
So, today...
And I do readings, too. Just saying.
Well, fill us in, ma'am.
Yeah, if anyone wants a reading, dznCat, so dznCat, chats, chats @gmail.com. And I do it by donation. So whatever you can afford.
And I'm going to need you to stop doing that.
Yeah.
I need you to have a price, ma'am. So, today, we're going to start. We'll start with you, Tanya.
Okay.
When did you hear or learn about tarot, and what were your initial impressions when you heard about tarot?
Okay. I heard about tarot when I was a child. And I grew up in a very, very, very religious, ultra religious. I mean, you want to go far right? I grew up in a far right household. So, and I'm also a preacher's kid. So, tarot, everything was taboo. The occult was, everything tarot related, occult related was completely off limits to me. And as a child, at 10 years old, is when I discovered the occult. And I realized that I was different than other people. and I literally bound myself. I bound my abilities and hid myself from my family out of protection. So in my adult years, I did not pick up a tarot deck until 2017 or 18 or 19. I had to be deprogrammed first.
Mm, there's the word. So, Kelly, when did
Yes.
you hear or learn about tarot, and what were your initial impressions?
I learned about tarot many, many, many years ago, probably back in the late 70s, early 80s. I know I don't look that old, friends. No, I'm joking. Um, I don't know why my mom and my sister and I were a little bit of like horoscope junkies. And so when I realized that they did tarot scopes, so the horoscopes with the tarot cards, I was hooked. And that was my first exposure to tarot cards. And like really, like literally living right on the edge of everything that they said, like, oh, that's gonna happen this month. Oh my god, that was great.
So, let's come back to you, Kelly. Why did you pick up your first deck? And in earnest, I mean, not to play with or anything, like you wanted to be a tarot reader. I'm going to read these now. When did you pick it up and why?
January 2022 is when I picked up my tarot deck. I had a channel. Everyone, this is my heart beating out of my chest. I don't know why. Everybody said, because this is really like, you know, it's so important to me to always say my message. When I joined this community, it wasn't necessarily to toss cards, but that's kind of how it evolves, right? I bought some oracle cards. I knew what they were, never had them before. I would sit here and I would have my chats because we discussed all sorts of things about wellness, and people would, just talk, and I just did be doing this as a sort of a soothing thing, I think. And a card would pop out, and it's like, oh look, you just said that. Huh, look at that. That's funny. And I would just keep doing that, and everyone in the chat is like, you're a reader, you're a reader, you're a reader. And I'm like, I don't know why it's happening. Like it was as if a 747 had landed somewhere behind me because I did not clue in. And then one day I was on a show, and it was very unprofessional of me. I was sitting in a situation like this with many readers, and I just sort of put someone on the spot and said, hey, you want to teach me tarot? And I got 2 lessons, and here I am.
So, Tanya, why did you pick them up in earnest to be a tarot reader, not just to play with or to shock your parents? But why did you pick it up in earnest and when?
2018. Picked them up in earnest because I was guided to. I literally, Linda G tells her story on how the universe told her she was going to do a YouTube channel. Well, it must have been the same voice because it talked to me. It probably was the same day. And it said, you are going to do this. You are going to do this. And it was at the end of Trump's term. It was literally the same thing that she says, but the universe told me that's what I was going to do. I got my first deck of tarot cards, had never picked up one in my life, but it's like I knew them. I knew them. When I opened it, there was no fear. It was like, and I think that's why I'm so drawn to the Rider White, because it feels like I've had these cards my entire life. As soon as I opened the deck, it was like an extension of myself. I wrote out every card. I tried to memorize what I could, but my reading is not traditional. I think my way of reading tarot is a blend of intuitiveness and the cards themselves, but in earnest, I was led to it. And when it opened up, it was like I was welcomed home. This is where I
Aw.
belong. There was a part of myself that revealed me to me, is what the tarot did.
Mm-hmm. That's my experience too. It's like when I picked them up, it's like, oh, glad you decided to join us. You know, it's like, okay, smart ass, but okay, thank you. Okay, Kelly, what has it added to your life? Just one thing. If you had to just pick one, what has it added?
Um, so I have anxiety, panic disorder, and depression, and that has been a real challenge for me since my parents passed. So the day my mom passed away, the next day I found out my father was dying, and there was a lot. And so I stopped trusting myself and stopped trusting my gut because my anxiety sort of took over, and so I never knew whether it was my gut or my anxiety, right? And I stopped trusting myself. Tarot has taught me to trust myself again, which is going to make me cry, but it's like honestly the best feeling to just go, yes, that's what that is, and not second guess myself anymore. It's amazing.
That's massive. Trusting yourself, because as I say, it comes with the kit. Your intuition, that thing that guides you and pulls you, it was born with you. And
Yes.
so when you shut it off, it is like cutting off a limb. It's like, but you still feel it. It's still there. It's still trying to pull you,
Yep.
but it wants to help you. And it's you have to. Sometimes you just have to recognize it again. And
Yep.
life sucks sometimes. Okay, Tanya, what has it added to your life if you were to just pick one thing?
Well, if I have to pick one, I have to pick the letter C because the things that it has added to my life begin with the letter C, and that is confidence, clarity, and connection with the universe. That's what tarot has brought me. It brought me out of my shell. It made me believe. There it is. It made me believe in myself, and it gave me clarity. It was like the period at the end of a sentence, that it is what it is, period. You are, and this is you. And that's what tarot is. It's a path, it's a dance. Um, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I have learned so much about just about how life works through the tarot. Um, I love it, to where I was afraid of it, but now I think when I pass, there will be a deck in my vest pocket.
Oh,
Because I like what you said though, is it introduced you to yourself again. And it's like that's the one thing we really, really need clarity on, everybody on earth, whether you read cards or crystals or nothing at all. It's you need that person that's in the mirror to recognize the person staring at it. And so that is a very big deal. Okay, Tanya, what has it taken away that you wish it hadn't or that you're glad it did? Either one.
I can say tarot has not taken anything that I wish to keep away from me. Um, but what it has, it took away uncertainty. I am not uncertain about who I am, and I am not uncertain about what I am able to do. Because before, I think I always made myself small to try to
Mm,
fit into other people's situations. The tarot freed me from that little cage and said, no, 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 you can't be small. You have too much to do. Even if I am an ant, I am the most enormous ant that there is. And that's what tarot took away from me uncertainty. It took away from me worrying about what other people think about me. That is what tarot took about away from me. Is the It took away from me living in other people's imaginations.
mhm,
I live in my head, and I really do not give credence to what I think or may perceive someone else may think of me. That does
mm.
not enter my purview. I apologize for things that I've done wrong. Other than that, I apologize for nothing.
I love
That's
it.
big. Somebody else's imagination. YouTube has a profound effect upon people in that department specifically, to where you can sit in a room with three people, two of them like you, one of them don't, and it will be like, World War III. It's like the two people who like you now get no attention, and you want to rant and rave from that one person. So it's that is an awesome thing to be free of. Okay, Kelly, what has it taken from you that you wish it hadn't, or you're glad that it did?
Fear.
That's
That's
another
fine.
thing. That's the most crippling thing on planet Earth.
I with having anxiety panic disorder, I literally fear everything, and the broken version of myself that arrived at dznCat's November 7th, 2021, she's gone. So
That's
thank
good.
you, Tarot.
Okay, Tanya, do you believe you have a greater understanding of the world, or just a different understanding of the world thanks to tarot?
Okay, I'm gonna
Is
read
your
my answer.
understanding vast, or is it just different than it used to be?
Okay, all right. Yes, I believe that through tarot, I understand the fallacy of human beingness. I understand the illusion of of whatever this is that we are existing in. I understand that we only have to look past the the nastiness. We have to learn how to look past the nastiness to see what is. And I think that that's what I have been learning through tarot, through this whole journey, is to take myself back and listen and pay attention more to everything else. Tarot has shown me how to pay attention to the small details,
Mm.
because that's where you find all the answers are in the mind, in the minutia.
Mhm.
And that's the cards, because when you look at the picture, the whole story is there, but every time you look, you see something different that you did not see before.
And that's when I say, if you remain teachable, Spirit will show you something it did not show you yesterday. If you think you know everything,
Hmm.
good luck to you. So, Kelly, with the tarot now, do you believe you have a bigger, greater understanding of the world, or just a different understanding of the world?
I think I have a different understanding of the world because my vision has been opened up. Right, I'm starting to see things more clearly. I see things differently. I've gained a new perspective, and so I feel like each day my vision sort of goes a little bit more out here and just allows me to see things in a different light than I did even yesterday. Right. I feel like it's a continuous sort of thing. Like every day I learn something different. Every day I learn something new, as Tanya was saying. Right, as you said. I'm most definitely learning all the time.
I think my understanding, especially with the cards, has become a lot greater than it was. Like, I knew a lot about the world because I've been here before. But, like, for instance, if a person gets a reading from you and says, I'm stuck,
Hmm.
I feel stuck, those are two different types of stuck. One is you got too much to do, one is you're not doing the right thing. If you're in your way or somebody else is. And so I think it gave me an understanding how to decipher what people say and what they don't say.
That's
And so
interesting.
that's the thing that I really, really enjoy about this, is to hear or to see the thing that's behind, the thing that you
Right.
didn't say. And then of course you say it or you don't say it. But it's like, I hear it now. I see it now. Even though you feel like you know people because you've kind of met one of every person on earth. But there's still something behind everything they say, and the cards can sort of reveal at least this is the root cause to why they behave this way. And so it's a very interesting thing. Okay, Kelly,
Yes.
reading styles vary from person to person. What is your advice for a beginner when they start reading cards?
Oh, I have so much to say about this. I
Go
realize
for it.
the show is only an hour. Everybody take a break. No, 7 inning stretch is going to be needed. I think that my best advice to anyone who is looking to start tarot, the first thing that I would say is do it for the right reasons, and that means honestly, whatever your best reason is, it because the cards aren't a joke and they're not a game. To me personally, they're not a joke and they're not a game. So you have to have a reason to pick them up. It's not just like, oh, I just want to learn 78 cards. There has to be a reason behind it. Um, I think that uh, for me, because I am very much I need to understand the process from A to Z. I did every program, every video, every book I could find, and none of it worked. And I was scratching my head, thinking like I'm a complete idiot. Why can't I get this? Like I was trying to memorize things, right? Watched all those videos that say you can learn them so fast, 5 hour video. Like none of that worked. None of that worked. So I would say we all learn differently, and hopefully you know how you learn, like what learning style best suits you. Watch different readers, start to, maybe you like the way that Johnny reads, maybe you like the way that Tanya reads, maybe you like the way that Becca reads, from House of Lenormand, whatever the case may be. Watch those people, start to sort of see if that style resonates with you or whatever the case may be, and then try to focus in on one thing at a time. So either it's the major arcana or it's one suit, it's 1 to 10, or it's the court cards. Like don't be like, I have to learn all 78 at once, because there's a journey of the cards, right? You have to follow the journey of the cards. That's my opinion. You got to follow the journey, and if you start bouncing all over the place, you're not going to understand the journey, and then it makes it really difficult to put it all together to have it make sense. So my best advice is, still do you the best way that you know how, but try to find a style that you think resonates with you. I mean, for example, are you a visual learner? Well, maybe you're the type of reader that will be more intuitive than you will knowing, the definition in the according to the Rider Waite book. If you're a textbook person, maybe you'll want to take a class from someone like Johnny, who is very informative and will tell you every single piece of symbolism in that card. I don't know if you do that or not. I'm just sort of putting that out there. Um, do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's what I would say. I would say that you have to learn the way that it suits you, and also treat the cards with respect.
Absolutely. Tanya, what is your best advice for a person who's just starting out trying to learn the cards?
I'm going to start just where she did. Know exactly why you are picking them up. The tarot, like a Ouija board, like anything else, is a tool, and it is a tool with power. So before you start playing around with things that you don't understand, have a have an intention on why you're doing it. And as far as learning styles, there are tarot is like a fingerprint. Every reader has to develop their own style. It's like learning how to speak. It's like learning how to walk. Everybody doesn't take steps the same way. Myself, I am high information. I write books. I every card deck that I own, I have written out so that I do that so as I'm writing the card I can familiarize myself with its meaning. But even then, I try not to use my books as a crutch because my readings are more intuitive in nature. But I will say that for someone learning, find a reader that resonates with you, because that'll be the easiest way to learn. Because if you can follow their voice, their cadence, and they make you feel, if they empower your psyche, you will retain more. Johnny is, and I told Johnny this the last time we collabed together. I believe Johnny is the best tarot reader, and I'm not just yanking his chain, but I believe he's the best tarot reader on YouTube, because he has made it his craft, and the passion that is put into it. So I mean, know why you're doing tarot. I mean, know what you want to do and what you want from tarot, and then let it develop naturally. Don't force it. Let it become what it's going to be for you, because then it'll be genuine and real. And don't get down on yourself. You may not be able to learn every deck. Good gravy. I can only remember 3 decks of cards. After that, I am completely dependent on the book, especially if there's different type of illustrations.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad. Some people can read 100 different decks. I can read 3. And I'm good with that. I don't feel like I need to. I love buying them.
Sorry.
I love buying them. Nice cat tail. I love buying them, but just do what resonates with you. And that's why I'm a Rider White girl. This is my ride or die deck, because I learned on it. I'm comfortable with it. This deck speaks to me. Okay, and I know I've talked too long.
You talk as long as you want to. Because my advice, this is a tool, is an extension of you. You are the psychic. This is ink and paper. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's sacred to you, I don't mean to disrespect your sacredosity, but to me, this is ink and paper. If I tear it, my soul doesn't die. Guess what? They'll sell me another one just like it. So it is ink and paper. This is an extension of you. You are the vessel. You are the psychic. With that being said, do not let this be the extension of somebody else and you're trying to use somebody else's tool. It may fit their hand and not yours. So if you're going to pick this up, form it to you. How do I read? Does it make sense to me? When you pick up cards to learn them, do not try to learn 78 cards in one day. Learn 5, learn 4, learn 3, 2, 1. You do not have to master tarot cards in a certain amount of time. I've been reading cards for 20-something years, or not 20-something, well, almost. And that does not mean that I have this down. Don't be impressed by numbers and digits. Just because you've been doing something for a long time don't mean you've been doing it right for a long time. So what you need is to find the way you do it, what fits you. I will always tell you, though, know what it means first. That way you got the language of the card. You know this means unions and partnerships. So you're not going to tell somebody that it means success and horses. That way you get the language first. And then let it fit you, because it's your tool to use, not mine. So learn a little bit at a time. And it's okay for trial and error. You do not have to master this. Trial and error is perfect. And so what you need to do is try different spreads, try different methods of learning. If that doesn't fit you, put it down, pick up something else. Just trial and error. It's okay. Take it slow, little by little. You don't have to master it. It is okay. Okay, Kelly.
I was doing code. Someone asked me what the
I know
name
you were.
So
At this point in your life, can you do without your tarot cards?
No, I can't. I honestly, I feel like a bit of a crazy person when I say this, but I feel like I almost invent readings just to have a reason to go on. It's not just the tarot cards, though. For me, it is the tarot cards, the readings, and the questions. It's like that whole combination that happens. I love what I'm doing, and I love the people that come into my chat, and I love the exchange of energy and, you know, the sharing and the caring and the love and the support and the friendship and all of that, like the whole, all of it. But none of that would happen without the tarot cards. So it's the jump off point for me, right? And, you know, I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I've literally sat there for 10 hours on a live stream. I need my head examined, but, you know, I love it and I have fun with it. And honestly, there are days when I'm like, I'm in my pajamas and I'm like, let's do it. Let's go live. Let's read on stuff. You know, I get excited. I'm like a kid at Christmas sort of thing still with it, which is, I love that. Right. And you know, you've been to my channel, you know, I come up with the craziest readings, right?
That feeling, I will say, because I've been doing this for 4 years, it's still there. It's for me, so it will stay. As long as you keep this fun, as long as you keep it. I mean, even I read on politics, it's still, I don't go and cry in the corner when I go off. Like,
right.
My energy is still protected. Things happen in the world. They're always going to happen in the world. Right. I still find this fun. I still find this exciting to push live and then blah, blah, blah. You know? So it's still fantastic. So
well,
Tanya,
you have the ability, sorry to interrupt you, Johnny, you have the ability to inject humor and laughter into what you do.
It's because I have
and that is a huge a lift and a huge assistance for not only yourself and the people that you're reading with, but also for the people that are following along in the chat, right? You have a way of sort of embracing that doesn't feel like dark and like literally you've been hit over the head with something. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It is my want to leave somebody better than I found them, I guess. Some people. Tanya, at this point in your life, could you do without tarot cards?
Okay. I don't know if I can answer that. I'll have to say it this way. The tarot has entered my life recently, but cartology has always been in my life. I have always had a deck of cards or 12 somewhere around me, usually just regular old playing cards. And I've always, I mean, to the point to where I wanted to be a professional poker player at one point in my life is where I love playing cards so much. And so I would say not for long. I wouldn't be able to do without them for long because I would feel like a part of me is missing. But I don't throw on myself ever. I don't read my day ever. I'm still I like that. But let me explain this. I'm very very psychic. Okay, so the cards, like I say, are a tool for me. They give me they make things concrete for me. They give me validation. I think I still for myself want to be surprised a little bit about the future, um, simply because I know so much and every day reading for people, and then I'm a weather vane. I know what the weather's going to be, and it is a gift that I wish I didn't have sometimes. Because when I tell people, they're like, "Oh, you're just doom and gloom," and I'm like, "No, I'm trying to warn you." And that's the extension of the tarot is like my early warning system. If something is going on and I have a thought that's ringing through my head and I just must know, oh, okay, all right, that's coming, and I kind of want to keep it there so that so I don't put myself into a panicky mode. I see so much outside of myself. The cards speak to me in a way that I feel like, nah, yeah, I couldn't, not for long. I wouldn't be able to do without them
But
for
it
long.
makes what you got in here sort of more 3D. It kind of
Yes.
brings it and it says, okay, that is what I saw. So I'm tripping.
It's concrete.
It's here.
Validation.
I could do without them, but not forever. And I don't have them because I want to be psychic. I have them because I like them. And it's so like I don't need pins and rings and necklaces, but I have them because I want to be sparkly. So, so it's you don't need tarot decks. You can just get some index cards and write the name on it if that's really what you want to do. But at the same time, why not? They're here. I got them. Keep them. I have 200 and something, so you might as well at this point, right? Tanya, as we are all YouTubers, technically, has YouTube been what you thought it would be?
Ooh. Absolutely, it has. Absolutely, it has, because I came in here with eyes wide open. I did not come to YouTube with any type of pipe dream that I was going to have instant success or that I was going to be received widely or broadly. No, I came in eyes wide open, and YouTube has not disappointed me at all. Um, I understand the mechanics. I understand the money making machine that is behind the corporation, and I understand that I'm just this little tiny little blip, that may not even get any light shined on it. But this platform gives me the freedom to share my views and to connect with people from all over the world seamlessly.
Mhm.
So YouTube is exactly what I thought it would be, but I am still grateful that the platform exists. Without it, I would just be sitting in the house. This gives me a way to do what I feel the universe has called me to do. And this is the vehicle it has given me to drive it in.
I
And
like
I
it.
and I'm thankful that we have this platform and that it is free.
Mhm. Yeah. Kelly, has YouTube
No, I'm
has
sitting
YouTube
there.
been what you thought it would be,
I'm
madam?
sitting here and I'm listening to Tanya's answer, and I'm like, oh gosh, that's such a good, positive way of looking
Yes,
at
it
it.
is, ain't it?
And I'm trying to think to myself, how am I going to put a spin on this? And I can't, so I'm not going to. But I think I've taken a lesson from my new friend Tanya, and I want to say this: YouTube has not been anything that I thought it wasn't going to be, and has provided me all the opportunities and possibilities that Tanya mentioned, connecting with people, all of that wonderful stuff, having a platform, having a voice, sharing all my craziness on screen. Lovely. I suppose when you asked that question that I sort of zeroed in on what is called Tarot Tube. Yeah, not so much. But I will explain if I may. So there I am, jumping from room to room to room to room in a sequence of events where I'm like, oh, you mean I could go in that room and I could ask a question and they could like give me an answer like right now? Well, hell, let's do that. So I'm like, hi, my name's Kelly, and I got all these questions. I was just like, wow, I was like, this, and the support and the love that I got from the chat was so, it was life changing. There's really no other way to put it. And so, I did that for months and months and months, and then the story's lovely. Buckle in, friends. So, a channel was having a birthday party. One of the channel hosts was having a birthday party, and they were inviting people from the chat up onto the screen. Awesome. And I'm sitting in my pajamas, looking like this with my hairdo, and I decide, yes, I would like to do this because I'm weird. So I jump up on the screen. I'm like, hi. And I'm like, I just wanted to say thank you because you've changed my life and you made me feel so welcome. Blah, 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 blah. And Allie from Heart and Soul Connected, who I have a collaborative channel with, saw me in the chat, invited me onto her channel to tell my story about my anxiety, panic disorder, and depression in a series that she was doing called Resilience in a Time of Fascism or Plank. And there I was sitting there telling my story about, how all of a sudden everyone's locked in their house and now I feel like everybody else because I don't leave my house. So now I'm normal. Now everyone knows how I feel, right? And I was getting so much love. It's going to make me cry. And so much joy and so much acceptance and so much validation and so much support and friendship. I mean, honestly, like you could feel it. It was absolutely like it was just, I was vibrating. It was so phenomenal. And Adrienne from Red Lentil Healing was in the chat among many other people. And she's like, other people are like, when are you going to start a channel? When are you going to start a channel? And all of a sudden, like I was, I'm reading the comments and I can see them and Allie's talking to me and I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start a channel. And when I start a channel, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And literally that's when I decided to start a channel. So unlike Tanya, there wasn't a whole lot of thought behind my idea. When I showed up, I was like, well, I don't really know what I'm going to do. And which is why I'm so thrilled that I've made it almost a whole year. Having a channel on YouTube has allowed me to create what I call my virtual journal log. That's what my channel is. It is my healing journey. And through my healing, we have helped to inform other people how they might be able to help themselves. And I'm incredibly proud of everything that I've accomplished and everything that we together have accomplished on the channel. Witnessing someone heal it's breathtaking. There's really no other way to describe it. And so it wasn't everything that I expected it to be. I don't know what I expected it to be because there wasn't a whole lot of thought behind it, but it's been amazing and I hope it doesn't end anytime soon. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. No.
Commercial break.
Yeah.
Their channels are both in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to Tea with Tanya and to dznCat. And she also has a collaborative channel called Circle of Friends. Be sure to subscribe to that one too. And I did not link it, but you can find it if you type it in or if you go to her channel. I'm sure there's an avenue to get there. Okay. Was it everything I thought it would be? Yes and no. I thought it would be garbage, and it was, and then I thought it would be fun, and it also was. Because I've been on YouTube since it started, and so the one thing that I was bracing for, like I had the gloves on and everything, was negative comments, because people will look at your video and, oh my God, you're ugly, and oh my God, you're fat, and oh my God, you're black, and oh my God, and I'm like, I'm ready for it because I got the sharp tongue. I'm sorry. I will call you 3 full names and ain't none of them curse words because you ain't getting but and so I'm like, I'm ready for it. And you get 99 people that just say they absolutely love everything you do. And then there's one person that says something stupid. And then you realize, wait, this is actually not that bad. I was braced because YouTube comments are the worst. They're worse than Twitter and Facebook. They're the worst. Like there's people on YouTube, oh, I wish you would die, and all these, like, they are the worst. And that's what I was bracing for, and I never got it. And I mean, you get negative comments, but people are people. And that was the garbage part I was waiting for, and it did not happen. And when you get, especially in the metaphysical community, you think everybody grown, and they're not. And then you realize, oh, they just
we were both like, no.
They went live just to be seen, not necessarily to do anything else. So yeah, that was an interesting experience. But other than that, it's been fantastic. I mean, there's 138 people watching us do what? I ain't making nothing. I ain't saving no lives. But we're chatting. We're sharing with you our tarot journeys, and we're glad you're here. Thank you, Sharon. There's a Circle of Friends link there too.
Oh, thank you, Sharon.
And then
can I take a moment, because you just brought up, Sharon, where would we be without the moderators? And I'm not trying to blow sunshine up anyone's skirt. I'm being so serious. They help us. They're keeping everyone safe. They're allowing everyone a space to share. They're putting all of our links, getting all of our information out there, and they do this out of the kindness of their heart.
For free.
Yes,
For free.
for free.
We would be lost without you. I don't think our channels would work without you.
Yes.
So thank you to the moderator.
They would work just
you.
very difficult.
Yeah.
Because when I started, I had no moderators, and it is when you get the troll that learns how to spam the same comment 48,000 times, and it's like
Right?
click, click, click. So
And then
like,
you realize in StreamYard it doesn't work, and you're like, come on, what's wrong? Hold
The
on.
moderator-
You're trying not to break your live and hide them from the channel, and try to stay in character.
at the same time, it's like you have got to know, Mr. Troll, that you're not bothering me at the same time you're bothering me. So,
I
but it
Try
is,
not
it
to
is
make your face do ah.
Yeah. I've actually asked them if they wanted readings before, depending on the mood I'm in. I'm like, you know what? I think you might need a reading. You let me know. I'll toss them.
I mean, that's how I used to do it. I
Yeah.
used to say, just say hi.
Ooh.
That's all you got to do. Because they don't really want to harm you. They want attention.
Yeah.
So I always just say hi. And we got a few of them sometimes that would actually say hi. Because I guarantee you, somebody in that chat will say hi back to you.
100%.
There's a few Canadians out there, and they're very friendly. Somebody will say hi to you.
Oh, I love my Canadian people.
They will say hi to the devil. One of them will say hi to you.
My fellow Canucks are representing.
So friendly, so friendly.
That's all you got to do. Anyway, off the trolls, well, kind of not sort of in the same vein. Kelly,
Yes.
how do you, or even would you, defend tarot to a skeptic? Actually, let me rephrase that. that. The skeptic is healthy. A denial or a person who's just being mean is not. So, how would you defend, or would you defend tarot to a person who is, let's say, religious and just hard against whatever tarot is and all of that? How would you defend it, or even would you?
I think it depends on the circumstance and the situation. I'm not trying to give a politically correct answer. If someone came in my chat, for example, and started attacking me because they thought what I was doing was, according to their religion, wrong, for example, then I might not really give them an answer because the situation was presented in the way that it was. But if someone legitimately like met me in the street sort of thing and said, oh, what do? I toss tarot cards. Oh, really? I don't really understand that. I don't really get it. Then I might engage in a conversation. I'm not trying to convince anybody of tarot cards. I can only share my personal experience. And my personal experience is that it can bring people together. It can help you to understand yourself in ways that you never thought possible. It's not about predicting the future, necessarily speaking, in my opinion. It's not a game. It's not a toy. It's to help you, gain guidance or gain perspective and give you some gentle guidance, perhaps, and in more ways than not, piece things together so that the story makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what I would say to someone. I mean, here's the thing. As my good friend Teresa Caputo, I'd like to say that as if I know Teresa Caputo, the Long Island native. I don't know her. But she says all the time when it comes to the question of skeptics, I'm not trying to make you believe me. I don't care if you believe what I do or you don't believe what I do. But if I tell you something and it resonates with you, take that and do whatever you need to do with it.
Tanya,
That's it. That's all I got.
how would you, if you would at all, defend tarot to a person attacking it? Let me say it that way.
At first, I don't think I have to defend tarot. I don't think I would try not to get drawn into that type of a situation to where I have to defend something, because that's the same as asking a Christian to defend the Bible. It's like everybody has what they believe in. Some people you can change some people have an open mind Some people do not. I'm not trying to fight with anybody. Either they are open and, like you said, it resonates with them, or it doesn't. I am not trying to twist nobody's arm to make them see things the way that I see them. If they do and they want help with something, I will help them. But I'm not going to fight them to try to have them see something that they're blind to. You can't make a blind man see. So you can't make somebody who does not validate what you do or have any type of belief with a completely closed mind. You're arguing with a wall. There's no need for that. It's a waste of energy.
I learned to read tarot from a book called Easy Learning, Learning Easy. I forget what it's called. It doesn't matter. It's by Josephine Ellershaw. It comes with the Gilded Tarot deck by Cyril Marchetti. In the beginning of that book, she says, do not defend tarot. Why? Because you'll never stop doing it. Don't start learning how to get into arguments with people about it. Don't start letting this become a habit or some sort of routine. Oh, I don't like what you do. I think that's the devil. Okay. That's all you need. There's no need for debate and conversation for every single thing in the world. Everything does not require a response. Period. You don't like it, you don't have to. I don't like egg foo young, but I don't go to every restaurant and say, girl, why are you eating that? That tastes like that. You don't have to do this. This is for you. This is not for you. Go right ahead. Now you can stand there and do the whole hypocrisy argument and how if I called myself a prophet, you give me a church and a gold Cadillac, just like I said yesterday. But if I call myself a psychic, stop it.
Mm-hmm.
You like this. They like egg foo young. The world's still happy. Moving on. Last question. First of all, thank you, Tanya, and thank you, Kelly, again. And I put their channels in the description. Tea Time with Tanya and dznCat's Kelly. Or dznCat's Kelly. dznCat's Tarot Medium Oracle. African Bones. She does a whole bunch of stuff over there. Just go see.
Thanks, Johnny.
Just go see. Also, there is Circle of Friends, which Sharon Sight put in the thing also. Again, let's go run down it again. Tea Time with Tanya. What do you have coming up for us on your channel, and how do they reach you for readings?
Okay. For readings, psychictanya9@gmail.com. My channel is Tea Time with Tanya on YouTube. I do shows on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 a.m. on Monday, 4 a.m. This is all PDT, Pacific Daylight Time, 4 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and 11 a.m. is my live interactive show on Fridays. And on this Monday, the 24th, I will be live with Milu on his channel. So if you'd like to come over and give us some support over there.
dznCats, who only has 3 cats. What do you got going on your channel?
I got 3 cats, 3 tails, and 12 paws. It's the way I defend that. If I had 12 cats, I'd have to give a divorce. So I settled for 3.
She got beat up by one of them live. So that was fun. It was yanking her hair now.
And I want you to know that Johnny Tarot's Princess was a complete professional. He never broke his sentence once. I was being totally attacked, and the whole time he was like with this card, blah 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 blah. And that's like, whoa! Yep, everything's fine over here, and he just kept right on reading.
Mm-hmm. I'm a channeler, man. I can't break the scene. So what's coming up, and how do they get in touch with you for readings, Tim?
Okay, dznCats chats@gmail.com is my email address. If you want a personal reading, just put reading request in the subject line so I can pick it out, because I'm so busy. I have so many emails. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Wednesdays, I do Achieving Wellness at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. That's every second Wednesday, and we discuss all manner of topics. on all things to do with healing, wellness. It is about filling our toolbox with as much information as we have. And on Fridays, I do Thank Spirit It's Friday. It's let your hair down, get silly, get laughed, sort of get rid of the stresses of the week. And on Sundays, I do Sunday Connections, which is a way that we connect with spirit. So all manner of people come to join me for that. I do daily readings and wellness readings and weekly readings and all kinds of good stuff. So this Friday, Thanks Spirit It's Friday. Oh, hi puppy, so cute. This Friday we have this Friday we have Longman Tarot coming for Thanks Spirit It's Friday, and on Sunday I have Sun Psychic Jean joining me. So that would be lovely if we see you over at dznCat.
So, Tanya, last question. How do you handle confidence when reading or accuracy, that's a word. It will be a word soon. Accuracy concerns within yourself.
Whew. Trusting the universe, basically. Trust in myself. Um, I understand. Yeah, and I think that's probably what most of us worry about is our accuracy. But on the same token, it's like if I'm doing a card reading, and I say this because I firmly believe that the energy of a day can affect the outcome. So what may be true today may not be true tomorrow. And that's
Mm,
just, I mean, it's the butterfly effect. There we nobody could ever be 100% accurate. We breathe in, we breathe out. Sometimes we hiccup. That is an interruption in your breath that changes the breath. So I think I just have to have confidence in what I'm saying in the moment that I'm saying it in, that what I am saying is true. And that's all that I can stand on. And be there to apologize when I'm wrong. Be woman enough to say I made a mistake. I apologize. And to not try to make excuses when I make a mistake or err or something is just not the way that I read it. Such is life. I mean, you can't walk around being apologetic all the time, and then that affects your confidence, and then your readings are garbage because you're playing to the crowd instead of reading the cards.
mhm. Kelly, how do you handle confidence or accuracy concerns within yourself?
I think every day I question whether or not I'm, doing it right or reading it right, or, is it resonating with people? Um, I think that there's a part of me that never wants to lose that. I remember a long time ago watching an actor's studio thing where they bring in an actor and they're talking to like a graduating class of the acting school. And I believe it was Tom Cruise who was on the stage being interviewed, and he said, the question was, did Paul Newman, when he worked with him, have any advice? And he said that Paul Newman said, stay nervous. So in other words, never lose that, oh my gosh, I want to do a good job, like, so that you're always in it to win it for all the right reasons. Um, I just try to show up every day and do the very best that I can, and I don't really take it much further than that. Not saying, I mean, I it's a huge responsibility uh, to me to make sure that I have done everything that I can do before I sit down to read, to make sure that I am able to give the best reading that I can. Um, and that's all I can do, is to show up being ready. You know what I mean? Um, I never want to lose the oh, I got this. Like I could sleep all day and be doing all things wrong and just show up and be like, yeah, sure, I got this. I don't want to ever come with that attitude. I want to be nervous a little bit because I think it keeps me genuine and authentic. Keeps me in touch with what I'm doing right for all the right reasons.
Good.
Can I add something in there too?
Absolutely.
I have a whole ritual before the camera comes on, and you saw me doing just the sage. I sage my computer screen,
Yeah.
and I ask the one thing that the biggest thing I do is I ask the universe, please do not let me lead anybody uh, down. Don't. I don't want to lie. I
Right.
don't want, and I don't ever want that attached to me. So I do in preparation, and it's putting all my faith into the universe, into am I doing this, the intention, why I'm doing this, and what it's for. This whole channel, this journey is about helping people, not about harming people, but in helping other people. Oh my God, I think I'm the biggest benefactor of the help. This is so I get more therapy from talking with people, even just reading. It comes, I mean, all the blessings come back. When
Mhm.
you do good, when you try, it comes back to you 100 times. It really does. And this universe is so forgiving and loving and vast. And and I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I appreciate everything. I'm gonna stop now.
You can run ahead because I'm looking for a card. Everything you put in the ground is amplified.
Yeah.
If you put good in, good is amplified and it will come back. And then you will be introduced to a whole nother, because it is a very awesome thing to help anybody do anything that's good anyway. And it's for you even. I mean, if you did it for the right intentions, when you help somebody, that shoots your energy all the way to the moon. You don't need a bunch of thank yous, you don't need a gift card, you don't need a nothing. When you help somebody genuinely, that fills your spirit with all kinds of light, and it's just a wonderful thing. At least it is to us. I'll speak for us. But here's okay, listen. If y'all don't learn nothing else, listen to this. Okay? Put your ears on. Quit shuffling, Kelly. Put your ears on. Everybody. I'm trying to find a card that wasn't bad. Wait a minute. This is not your life. This is your possibilities. You still make the choice on what it is you want to do. If you get a reading from somebody, do not go into that reading thinking they're going to tell you your future, because that takes away your free will and your responsibility to your own life. You still have to make the choice. Am I going to move? If you want to. Am I going to get this job? Possibly. I will tell you what is possibly going to happen. You still have to go right or left. That's still up to you. The only thing this is going to tell you, possibly, that is always going to come true is you're going to die. That's it. Everything else is still up to you. This is not your life. This is your responsibilities. This is your possibilities. All of this is still up to you. Do not go into a tarot reading thinking they're going to make your decisions for you. You still do whatever you want to do. Period. 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 Now, how do I handle accuracy? Why can't I say that? What's happening? What's wrong with my mouth?
What is that word?
Accuracy concerns. I do a prayer before. Spirit, angels, guides, ancestors, lead me, guide me, direct me, protect me. That's all I can do. If I read something wrong, which is a possibility because I'm still a human trying to interpret spiritual messages, so I might screw it up. If I read something wrong, I read something wrong. If you're going to learn tarot out there, the first thing you need to be comfortable with is being wrong. And so be comfortable with that because it's going to happen. Why is it going to happen? Because this is not your life. This is your possibilities. I'm telling you, you're going to go left. You can still go right, reading wrong. It is still up to you. Again, thank you, Tanya. And thank you, Kelly. Yes, ma'am.
I just have like a couple of fun questions. Is that okay, or do y'all have somewhere to go?
No, you go right ahead.
Because I'm all about the fun questions, friends. So, fun question number 1. Do you like the sound of shuffling?
I do. But that was the bone of contention when I started my channel. Is you shuffle way too loud. Yes, I do.
I love the sound of shuffling cards, and it actually is. I find it kind of relaxing, kind of soothing.
Now, one thing I will agree on, and I'm not MG them, okay? I don't know what people expect from this. I just push live on a camera that I bought from Amazon. This bothers a lot of people, and it bothers me too, but I don't have anything to correct it. Because after you shuffle, you got to hit the cards on the table, and it makes a thumping sound because my microphone's on the table. If I took it off the table, the thumping sound goes away. But I don't have one of them arms that do this and hold the things. I don't have one of them things, and I'm not buying one. I bought one before. It won't stick to this table. It falls off every time. So no, I have no remedy. There you go.
What about you, Tanya? You like the sound of shuffling? Does it make you happy?
I think I like the feel of shuffling. I like not the sound, more the cards in my hands. So I like the feel. And I only shuffle tarot cards like this. I don't shuffle playing cards like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do it all day though. I ain't even reading anything, and I do it all day.
That was my next thing. I was going to ask, like, if I come and sit down at my desk, my cards are put away, but I mean, they're right here, and I can just grab one, and I can't sit here without grabbing them. And then I find myself just sitting here going like, okay, and I'm like going about my business, and then cards are popping up, and I'm like, oh, look at that, reading. You know what I mean? Like, it's not intentional, but it happens. I just think that's interesting. The last question I wanted to ask, because I think it's just an interesting one, and I tried popping it in the chat last night, but Johnny was, doing his thing, so he wasn't watching the chat specifically for my question. And that was, do you carry a tarot deck with you at all times?
Yes. Right? Both of them going to do I do now. I did not before, because I never thought to. Because I don't go anywhere with the intention of doing a reading for somebody.
Yeah,
but I just like them now, and I have a whole purse that I have. Thank you, Edie. I seen you in the chat, and so it fits like 15 decks in there. So it's so it's kind of like, why don't you have one?
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't need one now. But, yeah.
What about you, Tanya? No.
I have so many charms and talismans on me. I mean, I'm covered from head to toe with. I've got pockets full of stuff. I don't think I have any more room to carry anything.
I haven't really gone anywhere without my, so I haven't really tested the theory, but I dare say, like if I went to my family's house for Christmas, I'm probably taking a couple of decks with me.
Yeah.
Just, on the off chance that someone, springs a leak or needs a problem or has a problem that they all of a sudden need help with.
They're nice to have with you, though. They are nice to have with you, but I used to not, and it wasn't until I moved here that I carried them everywhere now. I didn't when I lived in Pittsburgh and everywhere else in the world because it just, why? I didn't go anywhere with the intention on reading for anybody on anything. Now it's like I almost want someone to know I read.
Hold on while I sit down and spread all my cards out.
What's that, Tanya?
Well, Running South Anne says, "What's your favorite card?" And this is mine. This is the Magician because this is my card. This is my playing card. This is my birth card. So that's my favorite card is the Magician, and I love it. So I painted that on this piece of broken wood I found. Yeah, I like it.
I love that.
Do you have a favorite card, Kelly?
The Strength card because I'm a Leo and there's a lion on it, and it's card number 11, and that's my birthday, and then my whole 11/11 thing with my mom. So, you know, the strength card. But when you get the Light Seers tarot deck, they recommend in the book that you pick out a card that would have, I guess, the most positive imagery on it, and then also one that it has a negative sort of imagery on it. And so when you see the one that has the most positive imagery on it in readings, that it's like a confirmation that you're doing things right, which seems a bit wonky, but anyways, never mind. So I look through the whole deck, and I'm trying to find the card now, which of course will be at the opposite end of the one that I started at, because, you know, that's how it goes. But it is the Six of Cups. In this deck specifically, it's the like an older man with an older dog looking up at his younger self with the younger puppy. And there's nothing wrong with that imagery in my mind. It's beautiful, it's light, it's friendly. It's, of course, it was second from the bottom because that's the way it goes, friends. That's the card there. And I just, there's something about it that just seems so tender and so sweet to me. And I love that. And so this, it would be my next favorite card. Specifically in this deck, though.
The moon. Treachery, underhandedness, also intuition and problems with the brain. But it's not the meaning, it is the actual card I like. I like the moon, period. I'm a moon baby, so I like the moon.
Yeah.
I walk outside, and if it's full, I will walk into a tree because I'll be like this the whole time. It's like, so I adore it, the actual moon itself and the card. So that's my favorite. Now, since we have cards in our hand, before we go then, can we do a positive message for everyone in the chat?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So we can pull a card or whatever you want to do. 3 cards, 5 cards, 99, whatever. Positive message for everyone as the collective.
The universe chose for me.
I'll try not to bang the table. How about that?
Yeah, that's not happening. I mean, for me, it's not happening.
Let one pop out. Message. One flipped over. Oh, there you go. That's a good card. Only one more. I do hate the sun. The white ball of death. That's what it is. Take it away. Now, mind you, you can only see the moon because of the sun, so it does serve a purpose, but I don't need it.
I'm a moon baby myself. I feel you.
I hate the sun. I don't go sit out in it. I'm dark enough. I don't need the tan. Thank you.
Wow.
Tanya, you got yours?
I got them.
What you got?
I have got the Two of Swords and the Queen of Swords, and the universe picked them. So what I'm going to say is, this is what I'm feeling. So do not let situations dictate the outcome of your day. Everything can change. Don't think that just because it started off one way that it has to end that way. Greet everyone with a smile. Be happy. Be authentically yourself. Take what you need from the day and leave the rest. Let sunshine, let light be your guide, and leave the shadow in the shadow. Deal with it when necessary, but don't let it run you. That's my positive message.
That's my message for everything in life. Remember, you can have a bad moment, not a bad day. You woke up, somebody didn't get a chance to. Somebody wanted to, and still didn't get a chance to. You can have bad moments, not bad days. Kelly, what you got?
I had to use the cat tarot. We've got the lovely and wonderful Ace of Cups here. Both of these cards fell out, and we have the Queen of Wands. So new ideas, new ventures, new inspirations, standing in your power and, letting the world see your sparkle.
Right on.
And then I pulled this card because I just have to, because it's so pretty. This is the Loon, and it is intuitive. And it says, listen to the song of your soul. Trust your intuition as you have a way of knowing. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude. Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you, Spirit.
8 of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. Remain teachable. That is my message for 2023. Remain teachable. The academic and the person working on their mastery. You cannot master life. That's why you come back over and over and over again. You cannot master life. You don't have enough years to do so. No matter how old you get, you can be Methuselah, and you still will learn something if you remain teachable. Focus. Teachable. Remain teachable. Whatever you do, whatever line of work you're in, whatever kind of spiritual tool you pick up, do not pick it up trying to master it. Pick it up trying to learn. Be hungry for knowledge. Read everything. Look at everything. Ask anybody who will talk to you. Remain teachable, and Spirit will show you the world. The very one you're standing in. Guarantee you. So thank you, everybody, all 144 of you, for coming out and watching our conversation. Thank you very much. Sunday, we will be on Jen Lynn's channel. And tomorrow is what? Thursday? Wednesday? I'm going Thursday. So tomorrow, I might go live tomorrow. I'm going to take a field trip. And as long as I don't end up in the clutches of some muggers or something, we may go on a field trip tomorrow. So we'll see. So I'll see y'all definitely for Sunday, though. So thank y'all again. Good night and goodbye. Stay teachable.